week's episode of Pickles and
Pasta.
Pasta with Steph and
Pasta.
Jay. Pasta. I think we got to do like a hair thing. For those of you who aren't seeing this, you don't know what you're missing.
I like that people want to know who the pickle is,
It's just
and
mind-boggling.
they don't know.
Hey, we have a new viewer.
Yay?
Well, remember last night? We went to an event last night from a very dear friend of mine, and who has this amazing group of people that are just all givers and connectors, but givers, and it's a really beautiful group. And he's a very dear friend of mine, and we both went last night, and we met this guy. We're waiting to get into the elevator, and we met this guy, and we started talking, and well, I don't know how we even got on it. We said something about pickles and pasta, and then while we're standing there, like waiting for the elevator, he whips open his phone and he looks it up, and he goes, "This one?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And he's like, "This is amazing. I can't wait."
Yes.
And we ended up leaving practically together just by chance. And he's like, "I can't wait to watch the episode."
Yeah.
So that's one new fan. That's just, I think it's amazing.
All for it.
I think we're up to 3 now. No, that's not true.
I think we would do more than that.
I think we're more than 3. Yeah.
I'm hearing good things from random people. It's really cute.
Well,
Like
Ron,
people you think would. I don't know. I guess I don't really think about this that much, and then
she's lying. She's lying. She does think about this.
well, I mean, like I'm not.
You're not lying. You're not lying. I don't mean it in
I'm not
that
thinking
way.
about the podcast, and then just out of the blue, someone will be like, "Oh, I love your podcast." So it's just
No, yes. I'm
I've got a lot
totally
more important things that I'm dealing with than
no, darling.
who's watching the podcast.
I'm totally teasing. I don't mean it that way. You're not. There's 100%, 100%. You're not. Neither of us are like obsessing about the podcast. Like we're not like all week long thinking about it. We think about, hey, we have to prepare for the podcast, and we should think about
I
this.
think about that.
That we do.
Because we it's to Thursday and we don't have our podcast prepared.
Yeah. So here we go. There we go. So yeah. So we're gonna do a best on this one, kids. No, look, it's the reality. Life happens, right? Like life happens, and that's you can think about it with best intentions and be like, okay, Tuesday we should definitely carve out that time, and then something happens, and then the next thing you know, it's the next Tuesday. So it's yeah. Look, what I mean is there are people that have podcasts, which I respect and admire. God bless you. Awesome. But the people that are like, they're promoting their podcast. Like they're everywhere they go. They're like, hi, I'm Bob. Have you heard my podcast? Like, first of all, I don't know who the hell you are. Second of all, no, I haven't heard your damn podcast. So we're not that. We're not like, we promote it, we post about it a little bit, but it's not like making sure that it's just not like that. It's not, because that's not what it's about for us. We're just sharing stuff that we hope resonates with people and that helps people. We're not trying to be famous. We're not trying to make money off of this. We're not trying to, we don't want to lose money. We're not trying to make money. There's no income on this. We're not doing it for that. We're doing it because people that we care about, people that we respect, we're like, look, you guys have interesting things that happen in your life. Maybe if you share them, it could inspire somebody. You could help somebody. And that's it. And that's the only reason we do it. So it isn't like it's one of the things we do, and we both do many things, but it isn't like that number one thing that it takes it. So we're working on being as good as we can, to be as dedicated as we can to this, because we want to do good things. And sometimes it slips through the cracks, and it's 2 minutes before showtime, and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably work on that thing that I was supposed to work on 4 days ago. So hopefully you guys can't tell which one of those episodes this is, or which one. Hopefully you can't tell the difference. That would be amazing, right? But and listen, and we also come from different backgrounds in how we operate.
Yeah, I'm really seeing that. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was that kid who, like, I got an assignment, I did the assignment, and that's, and that
there are people
little girl,
listen, and I get it, and and I'm the person who figured out how to play 4 sports a day in between, and then sometimes handed the assignment in, and sometimes we're like, you do the assignment. So, which is why I ended up in the principal's office a lot. Look, there's people that we have in our worlds, right? People that we work with, people that are friends with ours that are similar in with you. As soon as they get it, they work on it. Other people are like, well, when is it due? Like, when do we need this by? And then
Yeah.
because they also have multiple other things they've got going on in their life, and so they only do it when they can. And look, I feel badly that when because I'm letting you down, we ultimately get it done. Like no matter what, we get it done because we get it done. And it's not always the way I like because I'm big on pre-production. I'm big on organization. I'm big on lists and order and all that sort of stuff. Because I feel that when you do that, the creativity goes to a whole other level. So when I let you down in this, it bothers me tremendously. Like I don't like to do that. Sometimes it just happens, and I kind of have faith in the fact that we're going to pull this off. And it's I feel I'm just going to say it. I feel badly, so I'm sorry. I don't like it when I put things in a situation where it's more complicated. It has to be. So but I'm working on it.
Maybe it's just that I have to relax and not try so hard because I'm a perfectionist.
Well, I mean, I am too. It's just, but we operate a little bit differently, and the reality is also with production stuff. Depending on the production, and that's I think the key here. Depending on the production, my mental preparation and even my physical preparation is a little bit different. And I'm putting this. I mean, it's interesting. I think this is not this is not our topic, by the way. But I think this is interesting. I think this is interesting. This is interesting to talk about while we're on the subject. I just think it's
So we'll
interesting.
talk
I
about it.
think it's interesting.
Yeah,
So
I did.
you know, I look at this podcast as like it's not rehearsed. Like I see the beauty of this podcast in just what happens. Like that's the way I see this. If this were like a different type of a podcast, I'd be like, no, 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 no. We need this. This has to be like this. We got to do like this, like this. To me, as much as I mean, I pay attention. Like, what's the background? Is it right? Is the light okay? Is the stuff there? Like, and I get very particular about that stuff. I do, but I'm more of like, we just got to wing it. Like, we got to wing it. Like, we have to have our topic and stuff like that, but we're winging it. That's not you. Like that's not you. However, when you go to paint, that kind of is you. Like you have the idea in your head, and then I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. You have told me about it before I did see it with my own eyes about how you don't know where this painting is going.
Well, it's not performing. Not that we're performing, but we're speaking, and endless people could be listening or watching this.
Sure.
It's different than when I'm painting by myself in my art studio. You know. So
I get it. I get it. I get it. But I just think it's interesting. Like when you have a situation like this, like we have, like you said, you got the assignment, you went home and did the assignment right away. And look, we've had this conversation, right? You get an email, you reply right away.
mhm.
Like that's how you operate. I do that in many, 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 many things, and there's some things that I purposely don't do that, and then there's certain things that I purposely trained myself to not do because it was either unhealthy or just didn't make sense for me in the big picture. So anyway, sorry. Hope it. I'm working on it. I'll get better, and or not. It won't be for lack of trying. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Good. I feel much better now. Okay, so I think we're probably time to move into our topic for the week.
Okay.
So the topic of the week is holidays as a creative. I had been thinking about this, but it hit me last night. Like as we were driving to this event, it was a shitty weather, and we took a car and just seeing the city and us both doing stuff. Like we were working on something. We had a form we were building out, and Kavya was working on it. And she was messaging. Like there was stuff going on. Like we had stuff going on, and nothing major, nothing like that, but just there's stuff. And you know, thinking about what we're currently doing, where we are with the different things that we have cooking, between your art and HSFT and Effluence and Village and all the other stuff we've got going on. Like we've got a lot of different things happening, and we have to function within the confines of what this time of year is. So I'm already talking to people. Like there was somebody I was supposed to meet with earlier this week. I couldn't make it. Something came up, and I really couldn't make it. and I felt bad. I really, 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 really don't like changing appointments on people. I really, really don't like doing that. But I just was like, I just couldn't do it. And so I said, can we do next week? She can't do next week. And then she's like, let's do it after the second week in January. So now this meeting was something that was a nice meeting to have. I think she's a nice person. We're in a different group together. I think there's potential business opportunities there. So I definitely want to do this. But now I've got to wait a month to have this meeting. So on the one hand, the holidays are affecting my ability to do what I want to do. But I'm also realizing, and she's not now, she's the first. I have two or three more now that I'm booking my January appointments. I'm very specifically making sure to have it on the calendar for certain people in that time because either they physically are going to be away or they're mentally checked out. And I think it affects our creative juices. Like it affects what am I thinking about creatively as one piece of the puzzle. I don't know what you think about that, but I think that's one issue, and there's more that I want to dive into. But I just wanted to kind of pause there for a second. And
I get that, because heading into December, depending on what you do for a living or in your life, you're either winding something down before the new year. You don't want to start a new project or start a new thing now, for any of the things that I do. I have projects that are all underway. I'm planning my next year already. But to actually start something, no, that gets put on hold. The actual doing of certain things is now on hold. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily because we work a lot. And, you know, as much as not everybody is a holiday person, it's not a bad idea to, slow it down a little bit, at least the last 2 weeks of December. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's probably healthy, whether you're not into or don't celebrate Christmas. I mean, because I'm Catholic, I do, but you as a Jewish person don't, but you're with me. So you're kind of, on my schedule a little bit in a weird way,
yeah,
right? I mean, my,
yeah, no, that's
um,
accurate.
and I know there's Hanukkah, but like we don't do a lot for Hanukkah. I know it's not one of the more important Jewish religions that you um, observe.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
saying
it's a
wrong
different.
with it.
Yeah, no,
Is
no,
that it?
it's a different kind of holiday. It's not a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's.
the holidays in December feel like the Catholic holidays are important.
I mean,
To
look, I ordered my donuts for Hanukkah. Don't I mean I made sure to get that order in so they don't sell out.
yeah.
So that was done. But yeah, it's a different
But
kind of.
Hanukkah's not going to like impinge on your work.
No. Hanukkah doesn't.
Christmas does, because a lot of people celebrate Christmas whether they're religious or not. It's just one of those holidays
Well,
that
you're put into a
but
situation, right? Like if you don't, again, I don't have to observe Christmas. I don't observe Christmas from the religious perspective, but there's just nothing I can do if people are
you
just
can't
shut
avoid
down.
you can't
Yeah,
avoid Christmas,
yeah, it's you can't you can't. Yeah, it's so
yeah.
where I'm going with is does that affect creativity? So in other words, you're always. I mean, I obviously I know you. So you're always coming up with ideas. You're always coming up with something that you're inspired by. You're always wanting to either paint something or design something or create something. But when you're in this overwhelming, everybody's in this like chill out kind of like I don't want to be working, I don't want to be thinking about work, I just want to go eat some food or relax or watch TV, whatever. Does that affect your ability to be creative? Because you're kind of getting, the energy around you is not conducive to a lot of that. That's one piece of the puzzle. I have more, but I find that to me it's an interesting question.
I mean, yeah, I think it does affect my creativity because, for me to go and have like spend a couple of days working on some paintings, I need to have like a freedom in my brain and a freedom in my schedule to do that because you don't go into an art studio and spend an hour. I mean, it'll
Right.
take me an hour just to prepare my brushes
Yeah.
and to clean my brushes.
Yeah.
So I need like space to create, like mental space.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a thing. I mean, I think it's a legitimate thing. And
But
then
it does give you the chance to let your brain kind of chill out and relax and take a little mental vacation, which is important for creativity.
yeah, this is where it gets a little funky for me because I think that I just feel that the energy around us it affects the creativity, but like you're hungry to do stuff, and I think it's a little weird. Just a weird thing. I think that I'm a
Yeah, I
big
can
fan of
see
taking a break. I'm a big
that.
fan of like you got to disconnect. I encourage it really. I really encourage it. I just had a call with somebody earlier today, and he was like, "I'm going away. I've got all this stuff to do, but my wife really wants me to." I was like, "I encourage you to take. I encourage you to take that break, but it should be a person's choice."
Yeah, I feel like you probably feel like this is thrust upon you and it's
Yes.
probably annoying as fuck.
I don't want to say it's annoying. Like like look, being with you is beautiful in and of itself, holiday or not. And being with your mom and your family and everybody, it's nice. It's really nice. Like it's really nice. Everybody's really nice to me. The food is amazing. There's tons of stuff. Some stuff that I may not like, but tons of stuff that I like. Sweets till I'm blue in the face or whatever. Like, not you can't complain. Like, you're a real, you have real problems. If you complain about that, like it's a privilege. It's a gift to have that.
Yes, it is. It totally is.
It really is. But at the same time, I'm like, but I'm so anxious. These things I'm working on. This
I
I've
get
got.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
building momentum in a way, it's the rebel in me, right? The world doesn't tell me when to stop. I tell me when to stop. And so when
Yeah.
the world is like stronger than me, I don't like it. I just
Yeah.
so
I mean, it's like what it is in the summertime too. People aren't always in the mood to
everyone
like,
wants to go to the beach and in the pool, and I'm like, I'll be there in a minute. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like I sound like a curmudgeon or whatever the ridiculous word is. It's I don't want to stop anybody else from having fun. That isn't what I'm trying to do. I just want to be able to do the things I want to be able to do. So as we were talking this through, like deciding on the idea, I brought up some things like, last night was a perfect example. Or this past week, right, has been a perfect example. Like okay, so I think, not to toot our own horns or to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we're pretty good at supporting friends and things and causes and things. Like if there's an event and we can go support it, we go do it. If there's an opening, even if we're tired, we do what we can to be supportive, right? I mean, you do
Yeah.
it, you do it a lot. And I think we're pretty good about that. But because, again, society has decided we're going to put together as many events as are humanly possible in this one time of the year, whether you like it or not. And it is just incredible, like how many events there are between Thanksgiving and New Year's. Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I mean, in New York alone, I couldn't even count how many there are. And friends of ours that are like real social butterflies, like that really, really are. I mean, they can hit two, three events a night,
Ah,
like easy. Like, oh, there's an opening here, and then I got to go to a screening there, and then there's this cocktail party, and there's that gala, and there's this, and every night. we don't do that because we just don't do that. And I've been to my share of parties. You've been to your share of parties. We like to go and it's fun. It's not like we just want to sit at home and knit, but we do stuff, right? But this past like week or so, we had like 5 different things,
That
like
was really fun.
within 8 days. Lots of fun. I mean, everything was
Hmm.
really nice. I mean, and some of the events were meaningful. Some of them were really spiritual, so they weren't like fun, but they felt good to have been there, right? Like there was a feeling. It was great. We were supporting people. We're supporting causes. Like it was beautiful and it was great. But again, you have to get ready. We have to get there. We have to go there
Yeah,
for the
definitely
event.
cut the workday short every single
Yeah,
day.
right. And then you're like, there's stuff to do. And
Hmm.
so this is what I'm talking about. How it gets now on the one hand, and I think we both do this. I think you do it very very well. We get something from it on the creative side, right? So we go to these things, but we always are learning something. And
Yeah.
I think that might be the lesson for people who maybe have the similar frustration that we have is
Hmm.
that you have to kick that frustration that you got to get rid of that like that's no room in your life for that because then you bring something that you did good and you bring it down, but like you've done it right. We've gone to events and then you're like, it made me think of this other idea and it inspired you to come up with something. And you did it this week a number of times, like where you saw something and it inspired you to do something. I don't remember exactly what it inspired you, but you were like
I remember
well, right, like think about it. It was what yesterday, or the day before. You were like you thought through a few different things that you hadn't thought about. You came in here and you're like, I'm inspired. I came up with this idea, and
I think it's just that, I'm allowing myself to chill out a little bit. I think that's what it is.
yeah. But I
You
think you're
know?
picking up on these things too, right? I mean, we go to these events, and
Yeah, I think it's being in New York City and going to like a little immersive dinner slash play. I've never really done anything like that before,
yeah,
and then seeing the one man show of Ariel, that was incredible. Some of the different films that were in subtitles. I think it is the stimulus of this information that you're not used to and you don't even know what it's going to be exactly. It's like they're adventures. They're little adventures and they're very stimulating. And I think that all that stimulation in your brain, you're learning a new thing, you're hearing Hebrew, but you're reading subtitles. Like, I think that kind of firing in your brain is is fuel for your creativity. So it's like exercising,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, the things we've done in this past week. Okay, so one of the places that we went to, I've been to this auditorium where they have a big screen, and there was we went. I'd been to that place. You had never been to that building at all, right? When
Mhm.
we went and we saw that movie or that clip, that episode, and but all the other places I hadn't been to any of them.
Mhm.
I'd been at theater. I hadn't been to the Quad Theater before,
Yeah,
which was a very
that was very nice. I would definitely go back there for a movie.
it was a very very cute theater, and they had coffee. I mean, they had
Yeah,
actual
you
coffee,
could
like
bring real
real
coffee in
coffee, like
the movie, like nice coffee.
nice coffee. Yeah, like it was nice. It was a little cafe. It was nice. It was very nice. But it was yeah, it was a but different experience. I mean, the movie was I knew about this movie and it hadn't been in theaters, and I was really really excited to see it. And I thought it was
I like subtitle movies. I think they're
not a
cool.
fan. Yeah,
No, I
no,
don't
no.
mind it.
You like them?
I don't mind it
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
I mean, I don't have them on when I can understand the language,
Yeah, I'm not. I don't run to those. I don't run to those.
A lot of people don't like it. Like they somehow it disrupts the way they view the film.
Yeah, it does for me.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, listen, it depends, right? If it's something like, okay, it's really important, I really want to see it, or I've heard about it, whatever. Of course, I can do it. I mean, I did it, and I understood some of the what they were saying, but not everything. But again, my point is that we went to different places, we saw different things, we met different people, I think when you're a creative, that's how you get inspiration, right? That's how new ideas come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another part of it, tis the season, that I think has definitely affected us. That I think is important too, and it's the business of the season, and I think depending on where you are, it's very different. And if you have a product, this is your season. Like you have to sell. Like this is it. This is it. It's go time. It's like a restaurant that isn't packed on Saturday night is going out of business. And it's not the same per se exactly like that, but you have product. This is when you move it, and it's this like pushing and pushing to sell when it's supposed to be a holiday about family and love and giving, and it's a weird sort of thing of like, because you can't, if you're working in it, you can't even get into the spirit of the holiday season because you're in the business spirit of the holiday season. you
Yeah.
know
No, I hear you. And having a fashion brand for a long time, it was definitely, and it still is, part of my world.
it's a big part
But
of what we're doing, right? I mean,
for some crazy, I mean, it's not a crazy reason. I mean, I think what we're doing with Have Some Fun Today now, which is we're moving and we have this huge thing that we're dealing with. So it has kind of changed up my my demeanor and the way I'm feeling about the holiday because I think there's a letting go in a sense to
right.
holding on to that. I got to sell, sell, sell. Like,
Yeah,
I just feel more relaxed about it.
yeah,
And I'm grateful for that, honestly.
yeah. Yeah, I look. I remember when I had the retail stores. I mean, it was intense. I mean, it
Yeah.
was it was really intense. I mean, you're open 7 days a week, sales and volume and gift wrapping, and you got to get this, and you got to move this product, and it's got to go, and this, and signs and ads and whatever. And it's like it's so intense. I mean, and again, it's fine for me. Like Christmas wasn't a big deal. The day wasn't a big deal for me, but
Hmm.
you know, at the same time, you see everybody going and relaxing, and I'm like relaxing, And I mean, for me, when I had that, I also had, this was my tennis business, so we also had to get ready for the Australian Open, so there's no time to break. But it's just like I just think it's a tricky, tricky thing, like because you're creative, you create something. Like, I mean, you're a designer, you created Have Some Fun Today. You have all this product, you create beautiful, beautiful, amazing products, and we have to sell them, And it's just, I think it's an interesting sort of thing.
Yeah. It's not for everybody, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I have. I mean, I guess. I mean, you see it too. Like, there's. I mean, we're not doing it per se right now with the art because we have different sort of promotions going on. But like, there are artists that are like they're jumping on this bandwagon too, right? Like holiday sales and discounts, and I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think about all of that? Like,
I mean, like it's a weird, it's like a fine line, because, there's art that is, intellectual and it's from this higher place. And then there's art that's like a product.
mm,
And I think that we're seeing a lot of product art and we're seeing how people are approaching selling their art right now. And you're seeing a lot of people, discounting their art as if it's a product. And believe me, I have done that too, because it's hard to navigate making a thing, whether it's a painting or it's a handbag or it's a t-shirt or whatever it is. It's hard to make something and then for it just to sit there and not go anywhere. So I understand, the whole process of like how do we market something like art. So I get it and I've done it, but I don't know what it is. Like I kind of feel like for me, I did the early marketing sale kind of stuff for the art a couple weeks ago. And now I want to enjoy this time right now, and I don't want to keep pushing that. And it's a choice, and that's just how I feel, and I'm just kind of going with that. But yeah, I mean, in the summertime, I had a big sale, and yes, I did sell some like phenomenal pieces of art. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're not with the gallery, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
I want my art to go live out in the world, but I'm not here to discount it 24/7. Like, it's very special to me.
Yeah.
And there was a time to put that stuff on sale in a very personal way, but I'm not going to see like 50% off my art on my website, like, ever.
Yeah.
That's never.
No, it definitely shouldn't. I agree with you. Like you see it differently, you do it differently, and you don't jump in because everybody's got stuff on sale for the holidays, whether in art. I mean, I have friends that are art that's similar pricing to yours, and
Mhm.
and they're like year end sale, Christmas sale, buy one get one, but this big huge discounts if you buy it now, and I'm like, I don't know why you're doing that. Like they seem to be doing well. I know they're selling a decent amount of their art, and they show it. They post about like this is in this house, this is in this house. Like they're doing okay, but they
Mhm.
somehow they like jumped in. Someone must have convinced them, or they believe themselves they have to do that. And I admire you for owning your value. And I think as creatives we have to do that. But to the point, when you're surrounded by this in this time of year, it's easy to fall into that.
Yeah, it is. It is really easy to fall into it. I don't know what it is, but like right now, I have this calmness about certain things related to what we're talking about. And like, for example, I have this feeling that now is not necessarily a time to buy, that people aren't really buying that much art, but I do feel like it's a very important time to be making it. So for me, I am making art, but I'm not really worried about the selling of it right now. I believe that that's going to come when the timing is right. I feel like it is a very bad time to sell art right now.
You're taking advantage of this time in a very smart way.
Yeah, I'm making. My focus is on the making, and it's on the research that I'm doing when I go look at art. I am looking at very specific things intentionally for my own creativity, for my own process. I'm all about studying, making it, and I believe that when the time is right, the things that I'm doing now are going to pay off in the future.
I
And
think
I'm
you're
not
right.
worried and I'm not worried about it. So I'm not part of that frenzy. You gotta buy it now. I'll give it to you for nothing. you know,
I'll pay you. I'll pay you to take it.
you. I'll pay you.
How's $20? $20? You'll take this $20,000 painting from me? Here, let me here's his painting. Oh, and here's who do I make the check out to? Um, yeah. No, but look, obviously it's been a road, right? Like you didn't get here overnight. Like it's been a road of dealing with this, listening to all these other people, buying into this and that, whatever. I give you kudos. I mean, I tell you all the time. Now I'm telling you publicly again.
I'm not. I'm not running a sprint. I'm running a marathon.
Right, I know that, but in the past, like you were saying, right, in the past when we were really focused on certain different things, and we got to sell 100 units, and we got to sell this, and we got to move this product, and we got to make, and go, and we got
Yeah,
to.
and look where that gets you. That gets you all stressed out. And I don't know. Maybe it's all the Buddhism I'm reading lately.
Wait till we get you into Kabbalah.
I've been listening to some, interesting videos about that as well. I think they're very interesting.
We'll call you Budala.
Buddha,
Well, there's that
Buddha.
that friend of mine. You met my friend Jordan, who has he has had a clothing company called Bubala. And when I first met him in person, we were at a little get together, and he had a shirt which was the weirdest design shirt. Like it looked cool on him, it wouldn't have looked cool on anybody else. And it said Fegala, which for those of you who don't know, that would be a Yiddish slang for a homosexual.
Oh,
I'm trying to be as
did not know that.
polite as I can.
I did not know that.
Um, but he happens to be gay, and so it was adorable. Like he's wearing a T-shirt that says "Fagala." Is like I know, I Fagala is not a negative. It's not like a negative word, but it in that context, it said, and he embraced it, and I thought it was just really really cute. But he too he burnt out from it. He burnt out from like having to sell product constantly all the time.
I think it's the selling. I'm not a seller. I'm
Yeah.
a, if you get it, great. If you don't, I have no desire to convince you.
Well, that took time to get here.
Well, that's how I used to be. And then when I had the fashion brand, I had to adjust.
Yeah.
Now, after doing that kind of selling for that long, and honestly, it's just so heightened right now on social media. You cannot open that app without hearing what an expert and what eye cream and how you should do your hair and what supplements you should take and let's look like every other woman because we all don't have our own style. And I just can't deal with it anymore. I'm going to go anti for a bit, just to
Look,
get myself back.
I'm proud of you. I think it's fantastic. I think it's healthy. I think it. And listen, there's nothing wrong. If you can afford it, buying nice things. There's nothing wrong with it. Like if that's what makes you happy, and you see something and you like it, whatever it is, good for you. But to do it because everybody else is doing it, or because you're being told to do it, I don't know. It doesn't
It's
speak to me.
interesting. Like, look, I have credit cards. I could go out and buy really whatever I want, and I don't. And I am like kind of enjoying seeing how long I can go out buying something. And it's interesting because then there are things that you do need. Like I really should buy a long down coat, and I probably will. And I don't know why I'm not, because it would be so easy to do.
Yeah,
I can get one nice looking ones and
and not
that
super expensive. Yeah.
not no. So it's like I don't know why I'm not doing it. It's almost like I'm just not doing it like on purpose.
Well, it's like because you put it in your mind that you're not going to do something, and even though it's something that you would deserve and probably should have, you're like somehow in your mind is triggering you to be like, no, you're not
It's
buying.
like it's like a strange it's strangely fun to me. I don't know why. I can't even describe it. I mean, and also like my coat closet, I've got a lot of
You have a
coats.
lot of coats. I said,
A lot of
boys,
coats.
listen, boys and
I
girls,
almost feel guilty how many coats I have, and
listen,
I'm like, oh, but I need another one.
listen,
You know,
boys and girls. I can tell you, like going into the coat closet, I'm
you're outnumbered.
outnumbered. It's not even a game. Like, look, yes, you're very kind and you let my coat sit in your closet, but at the house, in Wyomissing, it's a struggle. Like to get into that closet, it's a
Well,
struggle.
now that coat closet has a lot of Allegra's coats in it
Yes,
too.
I know. So between your coats and Allegra's coats, I'm like my poor little coat is like he looks at me and he's like, "You leaving
It's
me
like
here?" He's like, you're leaving me here alone with all these coats. What am I going to do? How am I going to win?" And I'm like, "You got this. You can do this, Mister Coat." But look, I feel you. Like we go out. It's really really cold right now in New York. Like it's not the worst, but like we've had a few very very cold days. Like very cold days. Like and then you go out and obviously you go to these places and then it's hot in the place and
Oh
it's
yeah,
whatever.
that's a
It's a
right.
thing, right? But
Yeah.
you know that you go out in this coat and I'm like, "You good?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then we're walking. You're like, "I like, are you okay?" You're like, "No, I'm not okay. It's freezing." And I'm like, "But why did you put on a warmer coat?" And it's just so clearly you really should get a coat and eliminate like donate 2 or 3 of the coats that don't do
No,
you
I
any
like
good.
those coats. I like them.
No, no.
I guess I just like coats. I
Okay.
like.
Okay.
I like coats of a
Okay.
sign.
Okay.
I like coats.
So I like sweaters because when it gets cold like this, I end up wearing two or three sweaters, and then I don't like that it's too bulky at the wrist part. Like I
Mm.
really try to measure, and it's I have to work on that. It's, the OCD kicks in hard. It kicks in so hard. So yeah, I think this was I don't know. I think this was an interesting. I'm going to throw something in here to this because hopefully this lands before holiday season is totally over. I'm just going to put this out there, and I got to be honest. If I knew this person's name, I would 100% call them out. But I don't know their name. But I'm going to tell you the story anyway.
Okay.
So we went. You're included. So we
Okay.
went to that show that Steph spoke about earlier, that one man show called The Other.
Other.
Other. It's
Yeah.
brilliant. We saw
I
the
was
last night. We saw the last show at where it was playing. They're definitely going to bring it back, and I really encourage people seeing it. It's just tremendous. And so it was a small theater, but nice theater, small little theater in the West Village.
Spike Lee
And
was
so Spike Lee was there that night, which was cool. He kept staring at me.
he was probably wondering how you're with such a hot babe next to you.
That was basically it. That was basically it. So we sit down, we get there on time, we got there early, we're good. We sat down, we got our seats, everything's fine. And the theater's clearly little by little filling up. It's filling up, filling up, filling up. And there's people that are big, like they're just physically big, and there's nothing here, not judging, not criticizing. Nothing. Some people are just big, and they sit next to you or whatever, and they're big. Then there's people who are not actually physically that big, but they take up the entire fucking room. So they take up the entirety of the space. And lucky us, they chose to sit right next to us. So I guess there was four of them or something, and two sat in our row and two sat in front. So they get in and they're sitting and they're with their coats and they're like all over the place and they're just it's clear you're here. We get it. You're here. We're so grateful. So they come and they sit whatever and they finally get situated and then the one woman goes out to go to the bathroom or something, and then they were trying to fill with last minute seats where they were there. And they try to go, and they're like, no, somebody's sitting there, and they have to go, blah, blah, whatever. Finally, that woman comes back, and the show's about to start, and they're getting ready. And the woman sitting next to Steph goes, I feel so sick. And we were like, oh my goodness, what I mean, and then we look at each other. I was like, do you want to switch seats? I told Steph. She's like, no, no, it's fine. I don't want to start anything. It's fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But I kept like almost pulling Steph closer to lean towards me. And then as the play's going on, of course, she made noises here and there, like one of those annoying people. But then at some point, she like leans her head forward against her friend who's in the row in front of her, like almost falling asleep because she's so sick, and says to her, I think you're going to have to drive home. And I'm like, okay, like you knew you were sick before you left the house.
She was
You
also
didn't.
coughing
Yes,
and
she
like
was
not the kind of
coughing.
coughing that it was like open mouth
Yeah,
coughing,
yeah,
and that is like that freaks me out when people are visibly sick and they're coughing in your face.
yeah.
Like
It's just horrible.
that is the worst.
So look, whoever's listening, please, if you feel like that, stay home. Like just stay home. Like I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you paid for the ticket. I'm sorry you're going to miss the show. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like get well. Like don't infect the rest of
I
us.
agree.
Like
I totally agree. You shouldn't go out when you're visibly coughing and hacking. You should
yeah.
not do that.
Yeah. So again, holiday season and this sort of shit and it's another show and another event or whatever people. So look, there's still a little bit of time left. Please don't do that. Okay, for all of our sake, we appreciate it. So, thank you. That was your public service announcement brought to you by Pickles and Pasta. I think we're good. I think we're heading into God, what is that thing called that we do at the end of the show? Shit. Rapid fire time. It's rapid fire. I'm not going to forget that. You silly goat. Are we ready for these?
Yes,
You,
yes.
you want me to go first? You want to go? I'll ask you first, or you want to go first?
Do you want me to ask you first?
No,
I'm
whatever
happy
you
to do it.
prefer. Whatever you prefer. I'm totally cool either way.
I'll spit them out to you first.
Okay.
Okay, Jay. What is your favorite thing about winter?
I'd say between sweaters and like actual proper heat, there's a certain feeling and a certain smell from like
Hmm,
proper like heat that
okay.
I like that. And I like that crispness. I don't like the bitterness, but I like there's a crisp feeling like when you walk out and it's like crisp. It feels
Mm-hmm.
clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like heat is nice, but heat doesn't feel clean. Like a crisp cold day that's not like I can't breathe. It's I like that. I know there was
Okay.
more than one thing, but they're
Okay.
connected. They're interconnected.
All right. All right. So, activities, work or personal, where music is a must for you.
Look, honestly, I prefer to have music on all the time. Quite frankly, I have over the years, through various situations, been considerate and don't play music because it interferes with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it adds value to everything. I think it really helps with creative juices when you have to think, you have to be creative. Sometimes you need to total silence. I get that. Personal, I think if you're looking to kind of relax and zone out, if you're looking to have a nice dinner or stuff like that, I think it's a must. I think it really helps accentuate things. I think good music can kind of just stimulate new, fresh ideas and fresh flows, and you can kind of get into a rhythm of things. So I'd say
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that I think are
Okay.
really help me.
All right. Famous annual event that has an impact on your life or your work.
I mean, there's a few I'd say a big film festival or like the Academy Awards or
Mhm.
things like that. It has an impact, whether I like it or not. It has an impact, and that's what I was thinking about when we were thinking about these questions. It isn't about what I love, right? It isn't like it's not a famous thing, an event that happens that I love. I can't wait for that. It's not that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But whether I like the Oscars or don't like the Oscars, in being in the film world, it affects my life. Like there's no question. The Sundance movies were just announced. Like what got into Sundance. That's 100%. It's affected my life already. Like thinking about what films got in, what films didn't get in, what the premieres are going. Like it's absolutely and these types of things. And it's the same thing like in the tech world. Like if there's big tech announcements, they affect me because it now comes into my daily life. It comes into that sort of stuff. So I'd say those types of things. I'd have to say like the Oscars or Sundance or Cannes or something like that. Those would probably be. They definitely have an impact on my life for sure.
Cool.
You ready?
Sure.
Say it so eagerly and excited. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better next time. But anyway, favorite thing about winter for you?
Well, I'm not really like a skier, and we don't even really get snow anyway. The thing I like about winter is like the food that I make
Oh,
and
winter food.
and the coziness that you feel when you're inside and lucky to be inside. Like we'll have soup all winter long. I love to make soup and snuggling up, when your work is done, knowing it's cold outside. I like that. I like bundling up in all my coats and all my hats and scarves. You can get away with it because it's cold out.
Yeah,
So, you see people walking around with these scarves bundled around their necks and,
yeah.
you know, different kinds of hats. Like, I love that.
Okay,
Yeah. So they're the
cool.
things I like. Hmm.
Okay. Activities, work, or personal where music is a must for you.
Yeah, it's really interesting the whole music thing because I love music. I really love music.
I know.
And I went for a long time where I would have music playing in my house where I worked all the time. And then I got to a place where I wanted silence. I don't know what it was. It was almost like too much too much noise and I just wanted like nothing on. Like it felt like clarity for me. But when I paint, I need to have music blasting.
I know.
And I'm so sorry,
You
you
don't have
know.
to apologize. You don't have to apologize. I've told you. You
I
be
mean,
you.
when I'm in Pennsylvania and I'm in there, like
It's
that
cranking.
music, it's
It's
cranking.
Yeah, I listen, you don't have to apologize. I love you to pieces and I want you to have whatever you have to have to be you and to do us. I do. I'm going to tell you guys, she's 100% on the music with the painting. Like that's, it goes on. Obviously I know when she's about to paint, but even if I somehow forgot that, even if Steph goes, I'm going to go paint and somehow magically I forgot that she said that 7 minutes later when the music comes on, I was like, oh, she must be painting.
It's really the only time that
Well, it is the only time for you.
a real need for
Yeah.
music,
Yeah,
to
I
be
know.
honest.
Yeah, I know. I feel it. I know. It's
And
interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just that I feel like it's too much work. Like I'm so busy working that I can't cultivate. I used to make music CDs and oh my God, I was so into it. But it is a lot of work to keep up on it, you know? And I know there's all those things that kind of do it for you, but I don't know. And a couple bad songs come on and I'm like, no.
It's interesting as easy as it is with Spotify, or that's what I like to use. It is a little bit of pain in the ass of liking, not liking, skipping. It can be a pain in the ass. There's no. I don't think they have a voice activated yet. Maybe they do, and I don't know how to use the feature, but yeah, you have to kind of.
Sometimes I'm not even here to go over and click it. And my hands have like oil paint
Yeah,
on them. Like,
that's what I'm
so
saying. If it has
dirty.
the voice activated, if the
Yeah.
voice activated system would be there, you'd be like next, hate it, love it, whatever, and it
Yeah.
would be. Yeah. Okay. Famous annual event that has an impact on your daily life work.
Well, over the past like maybe 20 years, I would say like Art Basel has been really important and influential to me. And even Coachella was like a thing that I really was into for a while. And then, you have like, you've mentioned like the Met Gala. I'm going to sound like a little bit like a buzzkill here, but like honestly, I find a lot of that stuff to be kind of annoying. Like it's like I think some of those people they huh, it's just like bought. Things are just like freaking bought. And so like you're not really seeing real creativity. You're seeing someone who has a big pocketbook. And I don't find that to be inspiring to me,
Right.
so I'm feeling a little anti that,
Okay.
you know.
But the question is, like, is there some, like, I'm thinking about, like, the other day you said you had lunch with our friend Joseph, and you said something about the Pantone color, and there's a whole talk about it. That,
Oh, the color of the air. Yes. I mean, like, yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Like, that's when they make this announcement. And for the past, you know, I don't know, at least 10 years, I have incorporated that information into my brand.
which is why I thought of that, right?
But honestly, like, I'm a little down on that kind of stuff right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Everything just feels so planned and like, I don't know. I just like, I want some originality. I just everything just seems like it's on autopilot and it's just boring the hell out of me.
That's the beauty of you, and that's like you've talked about it in previous episodes. Like you're heading into this place of uniqueness and of a high level of quality and something special because you're seeing that. Like it's now this isn't new, right? now it's really starting to get to you, and you're like,
Yeah, it's getting under my skin.
now it's getting like there are look, you're not a follower, you're not someone who jumps on the bandwagon, but of course, you did things, we did things based on this is the trendy thing right now. This is what we
Yeah.
heard. So whether we like it or not, we have to kind of think about that. Like we have to be conscious of that. Certainly within Have Some Fun Today, you have to think about this is what people are buying. You have to think about that stuff. And I think now you're coming into this different place, which is a beautiful place. And that's why I said to you, like, I look at some of your older work and I think it's amazing, but you're growing. You're growing at a really rapid pace as an artist and as a designer and everything. And I think it's yeah, I think there's greatness. There's greatness in you for sure, but I think there's a lot of great stuff coming.
I mean, you can't really buy style. It's something that you're born
Yeah,
with.
100%.
And I'm really I'm sick of people telling everybody to basically look the same.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'm sick of people thinking they have style because they can buy it.
Yeah, I hear you, but
I want to see real talent. I want to see real individuality. And that's
well,
what's interesting to me.
and that's why you have to tune into Pickles and Pasta on a regular basis. Alrighty. Well, I think that was fun.
It was fun.
Let's do it again next week.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just be a little more organized. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And happy days and happy holidays. And we'll see you real soon. Bye.
And bundle up.
And bundle up. Bye.
Yeah.